Hello my friends, and welcome back to another Brotato Danger 5 Genetically Modified Overkill run. Today we're going to be doing the 1 HP challenge in the Abyss. We're going to be using GMO to combine 3 characters into 1, and the characters we're combining are going to be the Hunter, and the Hunter. This will give us minus 99% HP modifiers. So we literally can't gain HP over the course of the run. I guess if we got 100 HP, we'd gain 1 health. So we will be at 1 HP the entirety of the run, and any hit that we take will instantly kill us. I have no idea if I'm going to be able to beat this run. Obviously, we get a bunch of bonus damage and crit chance and stuff from the Hunter, which will count in our corner, but being at 1 hit from death the entire time is going to make things pretty difficult, so this looks to be pretty challenging. I'm trying to decide what weapon I want to use here. I could use crossbows. Obviously, these benefit from the vastly increased range that we have dramatically, but that feels sort of like cheating, so I think we're going to use shurikens. We still get a bunch of bonus damage with these, but it's not as ridiculous as with the plus 300 range that the hunters give crossbows. So we're going to grab shurikens and take our 1 health and see if we can beat the Abyss on Danger 5. I do need to be quite careful. I almost walked into that enemy there. Give this a few tries if I don't manage it on the first go. Left a bunch of materials on the ground. That's always going to happen when you are using shurikens. So you can see we've got 90% damage increase. That's because we have 300 range, and every 10 range we have is worth 3 damage for us. Here I could take 2 melee damage. I could roll for luck. I'm just going to take the damage here. I kind of want attack speed more than base damage, but damage is also good. Something else that's worth noting on this character, our harvesting modifiers are reduced by 300%. So negative harvesting that we might find will actually increase our harvesting, but we have to extremely carefully avoid buying harvesting, even out of habit, which of course I have a very strong habit of doing, because that will give us negative harvesting and make the character much harder to play. We'll lock the coffee here and then keep rolling again, looking for more shurikens. I do want to get to 100% crit chance as soon as possible, so let's lock the insanity. And wow, we got a little bit unlucky on finding shurikens there, but at least we found 3. So because I bought that extra melee damage, shuriken, by the way, despite being a ranged weapon, scales with melee damage, so you want to buy melee damage to increase the base damage of shurikens. I get that question a lot when I use this weapon, so always like to clarify. Because we bought that, we're still one-shotting everything, so that's pretty nice. Here, I'm just going to grab 5 luck, I think. Increasing our luck is going to help early, so we're very happy to do that. And then, can we roll into more shuriken? Okay, good. We at least found 5. I'd obviously have liked to find 6. That would give us a much higher critical hit chance, but 5 isn't bad. Let's go to the next wave. I need to be very careful not to stand, like, on top of enemies as they spawn, because 1 hit, we're KO'd, so I do need to pay close attention to that. People always like to share what their YouTube algorithm has randomly been recommending them, and mine has been reruns of BattleBot from, like, the 90s lately, which I did enjoy in the 90s, but haven't watched in years. But I'm thinking in terms of BattleBot KOs right now. We're very happy to grab a whistle. Do I just take the 3 crit chance? That's going to be worth like 6 crit chance, because our crit chance is increased by 75%, so I guess it's 5 and a bit. I think that's worth it. Just increases my damage output dramatically, and then I'll take 5% attack speed as well. Had to skip that harvesting, and we have to skip this fertilizer, because if we buy it, it's very bad for us. But let's reroll. Take a shuriken here, and Claw Tree is excellent. We have 0 max HP right now. That doesn't matter, because you always have at least 1 max HP. So we can take things that reduce our HP, and that will still be fine. We're currently being rounded down to 0 also, because of just how the math is working. Do I want the alien tongue? I think I do. Increasing our pickup radius is actually going to be pretty nice. We're doing a lot of bouncing shots around the entire arena. And of course, the knockback could be a viable strategy for this character. We do hope to just one-shot every enemy, but knockback wouldn't hurt if there are high health enemies on the field that we need to push away from us. Have to be very careful of that lamprey, but luckily our range is long enough that enemies are having a hard time getting close. This is where increasing our range has been pretty good. Range normally not a very good stat in Brotato, but when you get 300 of it, it does start to have an impact, especially if you are at 1 HP all the time. Here, we really want to get the bounces going on our shuriken, which means we need to invest in crit chance. I could also take 30 range. Remember, every 10 range is worth 3 damage, so this is basically a level 3 damage upgrade. I think that taking range is too good here. Normally on the hunter, I don't like actually buying range because it's just not a massive increase. Oh wait, no, that was only 3 damage. Why did I reduce my... Yeah, okay, I reduced my damage. That was 9 damage. Normally, I don't like taking range on the hunter because it's not actually a dramatic increase to your damage output most of the time. The ratio of 1 damage for every 10 range is pretty bad, so you end up not increasing your damage most of the time by buying range on hunter. But with triple hunter, the math is definitely different. Take an alien tongue here and then re-roll. And I can't buy Peaceful Bee because we don't want to increase our harvesting, so let's buy another coffee. Attack speed is going to be really important for this character, critically important, if you will, because we just need enemies not to be on the field for any length of time. With only 1 health, any enemy that gets to survive can easily kill us, so we do need to be very careful there. Definitely do want to increase my range because that will help me just keep the field perfectly clear. And we're going to need a ton of bonus damage before we face our first elite, because we need to kill the elites almost instantly. So we are going to have to work on that before we get there. Not making a lot of money, even though we're killing every enemy immediately, which is a little bit worrisome. I was expecting us to have a lot better income in these early waves. Let's grab some more crit chance, just to increase the bounces, and 45 range. That's also worth a bunch of damage. Leveling up our shuriken. Losing this crit chance is painful, but I do want to increase the damage of our shuriken. As we continue to increase these in levels, their melee damage scaling also goes up, so leveling these is really important. You can see the level 3 has 42%, the level 4 has 50%, which is basically like a ranged weapon with 100% scaling, because you get twice as much melee damage as you do ranged damage. So a ranged weapon that scales with melee damage at 50% is basically like a ranged weapon that scales at 100%. Keep rolling, and we'll buy another shuriken. We will definitely take the glasses. Head injury, losing 8 range costs us some damage, but we do get some percentage damage out of it. I think for 42, it's not worth buying, because we will lose like 2% damage and a little more than 2% damage, so we're basically spending 42 on 4% damage, and that, when we already have 104%, just doesn't seem like a good deal. Alright, I definitely need more attack speed. Enemies are getting to stay on the field for longer than I like. Also, those pufferfish are going to be a real problem because they will always produce... We're using ranged weapons, so they will always produce those 8 projectiles. And I will need to be very, very careful not to run into the projectiles. Got another one over there. That, I think, is what's going to get me if something does, is walking into enemy projectiles from an enemy that's off-screen when it fires it, or that we kill and then it's off-screen. I'm going to recycle the helmet here. Obviously, armor doesn't do anything when you only have 1 health, but Baby Gecko is amazing. This is the ideal item for us to find. Let's keep building our crit chance, because we want to get that to 100 as soon as possible, and then we will continue to level our shurikens. I keep having to discipline myself not to pick up, like, duct tape, which is an item I usually buy, or penguin. Regeneration doesn't matter at all to this character. Peaceful Bee, similarly. There's just a lot of items that we don't care about at all. We also don't mind reducing our armor, so Gummy Berserker is kind of ideal for this character. It's an amazing item for us. What I like about these bizarre GMO combinations is how they always make you think about different items and shopping decisions in new ways. You really have to reevaluate the items. Obviously, that's going to lead to me making some mistakes sometimes, but that's the fun of it. Would love to get piercing shots as well, just so we can keep the wave even clearer. I keep being very nervous of the red X's that are near me. Because, of course, if an enemy spawns under me and I don't notice, or my shurikens don't kill it quickly enough, then we're gonna obviously die immediately. So we'll need to be careful about that. Buy more of these items. Small fish, that's gonna be great. We definitely want that. Snail, I am gonna pick up. I do want to increase my movement speed a little. We don't need a ton of movement speed on this character because we have so much range. But we do want some movement speed. And metal, I guess we can pass on. I will take another shuriken, though. And Scar is still worth getting. Gotta be careful there. Walked a little too close to all of those spawning enemies. One thing that's funny about this run is if we die, it's going to be in the most anticlimactic way possible. It's just going to be one random stray projectile clips me and I die. Those goblin sharks are quite dangerous to us as well because they charge quite quickly across the map. The anglerfish I'm less worried about because we kill them before they can start their charge sequence, usually. But that could also be a danger to us if they get going, because they charge very, very quickly, so they can easily clip you if you're not expecting them. Weirdly, despite how much wave clear we have, we're not making that much money, which is really interesting. I rely a lot on harvesting for economy in the Abyss, because the Abyss, generally speaking, you have much lower economy than in the base map. And so at this point, I'd probably have 50-60 harvesting, because I buy it so aggressively on this map. But this character can't use harvesting, or at least can only use harvesting if you get negative harvesting. So we will not be able to benefit from that economy boost and are suffering a lot as a result. Really interesting to see it illustrated so clearly there. Buy the Scar and then roll. Injection, I guess we do want percent damage. Obviously not taking the blood donation. I will, I think, take the injection though. 7% damage. Obviously not a huge boost to our damage when we already have 140%, but still relevant. And then Triangle of Power is kind of nice. We don't care about losing damage when we get hit, because if we get hit, the game's over. So there's no downside to Triangle. Oh, almost stood on that guy as it spawned, which probably wouldn't have killed me, because if you stand directly on them, they just, the X resets and they just spawn somewhere else. But if you stand right next to an enemy as it spawns, that's a good way to tank a random hit. We don't yet have the attack speed to guarantee killing enemies that spawn next to us before they clip into us, so we need to be very careful about where we stand to prevent that from happening. Would love to get a Cursed Shuriken. I think that would be a big deal. That's going to be even more bounces as well. Yeah, we're like making less money than you usually do, even though we're killing every enemy as soon as it spawns, which is really interesting because, again, we can't use harvesting. We don't have bag or anything like that either, so we're not getting a lot of the things you normally get. Also, one thing you might be wondering is why not buy dodge on this character? I don't want to put things down to luck. If we get 60% dodge, then we still die 40% of the time we take a hit. I don't really want to invest a bunch of money in dodge when we could buy something that prevents us from taking that hit in the first place, like range or attack speed or damage. So that's why you won't see me buying dodge in this run, unless we get a ton of it for free. I will take that 9% crit chance. Once we get even just a little more crit chance, that'll put us over 100%. And then we will buy these 2 items and roll. Treasure map, I will buy. And spyglass, I will buy this spyglass. So spyglass is an item. This came up, I think, in my last video with the chef, my guide to the chef. I've been very unimpressed with spyglass as an economy item. Minus 25% reroll price takes forever to pay off. And by the end of the game, this will often have only saved you like 40 materials. So you often lose materials on spyglass. And even if you end up slightly positive, like if we buy this, reroll a bunch and end up saving 80, 90 materials, the spyglass won't have paid off in a reasonable amount of time. So it still won't have been worth picking up. That being said, when it comes with 3% damage, it's a lot more of an interesting item, so we're going to buy it here. But I do want to talk about Spyglass, because I just don't think it's a very good item. And I think that item actually needs a significant buff or rework. Because, as is, it's an economy item that sort of baits players into buying it, and then just hurts their economy. I'm buying it here because it's going to effectively cost me like 40 materials or so for 3% damage, which I think is a reasonable trade. And then if we end up being really, really rich and re-rolling a ton, it might be worth more than that. But for the most part, we're buying it not for the economy, but because it's a fairly cheap way to just buy 10 range, which is very important to this character. Okay. I just like dove back into that shot. Let's give this another try. Oops. Okay. Because of a GMO bug, we have to start again from the beginning rather than use restart, but that's okay. I just like walked back into that lamprey shot while talking about Spyglass. Spyglass got me again. Having like really slow wave clear this wave. Because we didn't get a lot of critical hits, so we just didn't manage to kill the enemies that quickly. Only made 47 materials. That's going to come back to bite us pretty substantially, I suspect. Let me get this. We'll lock the whistle and roll, buy another shuriken, and roll, buy a propeller hat, and roll, and another shuriken. Okay. Well, we're up shuriken. Despite making less money in this version of the run, we made much less money on wave 1. We actually found more shurikens, so that's pretty good. 2 trees with no boxes, though, so I'm still going to complain about something. I almost bought that harvesting, which would have been a disaster. Do I take the luck here or roll for attack speed or crit chance? I'm just going to take 5 luck. 5 luck isn't bad to have. Let's roll for more shurikens. Okay, I spoke too soon. Game's still punishing us. We still only found 5 shurikens. Shouldn't have complained about no crates from the trees. I deserve this. There we go. We got a crate, though. All is forgiven now. All I had to do was take responsibility for my own actions, and the game delivered. Really a life lesson in there. Leaving a lot of materials on the ground. I don't want the feather. We're just going to recycle that. Here, I think I will take... I'll take the luck over the attack speed. Both would be really nice, but I think the luck is going to be better because we get it so early. And then I guess we buy both of these and roll for more shurikens, which we did find a 6th one of, which is really nice, and had the money for it, and we also get to lock a bag. Bag, I think, is going to be a big difference maker between this run and the last one, because now we'll have a real economy item. When you can't use harvesting, finding something like a bag is even nicer because it really helps spike your lackluster economy. Gotta be very careful with that lamprey. That's what got me last time. Obviously not that one, but, you know, his cousin. Where is the other curse alien? Looks like it spawned bottom left. Okay, we found it. The curse aliens always spawn at the edges of the arena on wave 4, so sometimes you can find all of them and sometimes you can't. Just gonna drink some water here. And let's pick up the hedgehog for some melee damage. Luckily, being at negative regeneration doesn't matter. We aren't going to... That still doesn't cause you to lose health, so we aren't just going to tick out from having negative regeneration. We will take 30 range, though. That's great, and we will take this bag. Baby elephant I don't think we need. We're just going to rely on our shurikens. I'll build luck, and I'm building some already, so getting an early pearl seems fine here. I'm going to grab that, take the scar, and then roll. Roll again, and lock this propeller hat. Moving on to the next wave. There was a brief cut there, because I had to rest my voice. I'm feeling a lot better, but still having just, like, the occasional cough. Really annoying when you're trying to record videos, and it means I can't easily record more than one in a day right now, which, I mean, I'm quite proud of not having missed a daily upload for more than a year now, and that's how you manage that, is having a backlog of videos ready to post by doing several in one day, so you don't have to if for whatever reason you can't on a different day. So that's been pretty annoying. Let's see. We're going to recycle the dynamite here and then take some attack speed. We definitely need attack speed, and then let's roll and take 4 melee damage or 5 crit chance. I think I want to take some melee damage. I also need the crit chance, but let's get the melee damage going. I'll take the shuriken, and I'll take the pearl. I guess I can buy all of them, so we will. Same reason we don't want to buy head injury, but we will definitely buy the shuriken, and community support will be nice. It's not going to be massive, because our goal is for there not to be that many enemies on the field, but spending 100 on, like, plus between 5 and 20 attack speed is still pretty reasonable, I think, for this character. Okay, so I need to be very, very careful, because this wave does have the pufferfish who explode into projectiles, and that, of course, can be lethal. There's another one, and another one, but we should be safe standing here. I'm trying to give myself as much room as possible around the pufferfish projectiles, so that if I have to dodge something else, or if I randomly walk back into the attack, like I just almost did there, and like I did last time when I got myself killed, we've got some room to play with. Take the Gummy Berserker, that's perfect, and then 15 more luck, I think, is the goal here. Grab the shuriken and the community support, and then roll. 3 melee damage from the little muscly dude, but we would lose a bunch of percentage damage, so we're not going to pick that up. And we can't use the wheelbarrow. I'm going to reroll here, because I think we can get some other relevant stats. And indeed we can. Probably going to miss buying some range that I should be buying as well. I'm sure there will be tons of comments about it. Because I'm so used to ignoring range. But, of course, this character wants range. Did kill the walrus there. It wasn't a cursed walrus, so we were safe. Would love to get baby gecko. Even alien tongue would be nice. It's not as good as gecko for this character because the materials are really spread out, but gecko would be really nice for us. Very, very happy to get some crates there. That awesome, and helps because we have bag. Frozen heart. Yeah, there's no reason we wouldn't want to take this. It doesn't reduce our damage at all, so I will pick that up. And saltwater I will take as well, just for melee damage and attack speed. And hey, there's a free pearl. That's awesome. Let's roll here and take 15 attack speed. I could have taken the range there as well, but I actually think attack speed's more important for us right now. And then I will take 15 more luck. Our percent damage is now scaling off of, like, everything, so that's pretty nice. Buy all of these, and then reroll. Don't care about any of these healing items. Let's roll again. Blindfold for 5 crit chance. We do need crit chance. This is an inefficient way to buy it because the... oh, no, wait, I can't buy this because it would reduce its minus 15 range. So the blindfold we sort of have to pass on. That's one of the brutal things about playing Hunter in general, and especially this combination, is there's a lot of really efficient items that reduce your range, which makes sense because reducing your range isn't really a penalty. Since most characters don't care about it at all. But Hunter loses damage when you do that, making a lot of really efficient items less efficient. One of the reasons this is one of the harder characters in the game. I will take the Shady Potion. Do I want the Pumpkin? If I find Piercing Shots, I'll be pretty happy to have the Pumpkin, so I think I will, because we'll prioritize Piercing Shots very heavily. One thing that we are missing compared to last run is leveled up Shuriken. These are... we still have 2 level 1s and all level 2s, so we definitely need to improve our weapon levels. And because of that, in part, and because our damage isn't that high, we're spawning projectiles when we hit the floaters, because we're not one-shotting them. Which is making our whole situation here more dangerous. The more projectiles there are on the field, especially fast-moving projectiles like the ones that come off the floaters, the more danger we're in. So I really want to improve my damage for many reasons, but one of them is that it makes fewer projectiles. Trying to pick up most of those large concentrations of materials, but it's hard to get them all. Take the coffee here, and I will just take 5 crit chance. Even though we have Frozen Heart, we're not going to take 3 elemental damage. That's only 0.3 damage to all our weapons. The Frozen Heart is mostly for the bonus crit chance here. Alright, great. We did get some bonus weapon levels, so I'll take this. And we can't buy the Claw Tree and the Pumpkin, so let's buy Claw Tree. It'll help more than Pumpkin in the near term. And we will take the Gentle Alien as well. Oh, one thing I should be paying attention to is items that give negative harvesting I need to look out for. I'm sure I've passed some bats that just give -2 harvesting. And if we get Blood Leech, I should maybe try buying that. I don't know how worth it is. I guess for bat, it's probably worth it. But our harvesting will also decrease every wave because rather than gaining 5%, we're going to be losing 5% doubled every wave because our modifier is -300%. Trying to make sure that we clear the spawners before they make a lot of eggs, because the big slashers absorb a lot of our attacks, and so we need to be careful of that. Lots of enemies on the field here, which is definitely putting me at risk. I would love to get more bounces, more attack speed, and some form of piercing shots would be incredible. Remember, cycle the Broken Mouth, because we can't improve our HP anyways. And then here, 12% damage, not a big deal. We already have 120% damage, so I'm going to reroll and see if we can get something we want more. And here, I think it's the attack speed. Crit chance is also really important, as is flat melee damage, but I think attack speed is what matters the most to us. One more reroll, and sure, we'll take 15 luck. Alright, I guess we'll take a nail as well. Now all our weapon damage is going to scale off of every stat, which is kind of fun. So now we just do a bunch of additional damage. Obviously, it does mean we can't as easily buy negative elemental damage or negative engineering, but if we find positive engineering, then it can be reasonable. I could take the fin here. I do want to increase my speed. I think I have to. Unfortunately, it does cost us 8 luck, but playing at -1 speed is just too dangerous. And we'll take the Dangerous Bunny for sure, and the Tentacle I will grab, not for the healing, but just because any crit chance is so good. Not a super efficient way to buy crit chance on this character, but we really do need to hit 100%, so all of our attacks bounce. I do like these runs with no margin for error because, obviously, Like, the last time I lost because I just walked into a projectile. But often, I feel like you're going to lose these because of a decision you made 20 minutes prior. And trying to trace it back to that point is always really fun. That's the puzzle that I like about Brotato and this kind of game in general. Trying to figure out how your decisions are going to snowball into decisions that you have to make much later. Alright. So, we're still making okay money, but not great money. Let's take the attack speed here. We also have an elite on wave 14, and I am not anywhere near high enough damage to kill it before it kills me at this point. So we are going to need to boost our damage dramatically before we get there. Let's keep rolling. The Vigilante Ring will help with that, and I guess more percent damage certainly can't hurt, so we'll take that and then roll again. And I guess I'll grab a recycling machine as well. Without piercing shots, this horde wave definitely has me nervous. We have good wave clear with all our bounces, but our damage isn't high enough to one-shot a lot of important enemies, and there could just be enough stuff on the field that we start falling behind in wave clear and get overwhelmed. Definitely feeling like we're on the low damage side of things, and it's possible I needed to pick up more melee damage earlier in order to fix that, or roll more aggressively for leveled shurikens. Both of these runs have definitely had some economy challenges, so it's not surprising that we haven't ended up as strong as you would want to be. This one should be better, though, because we do have the bag, which is giving us quite a bit of bonus money. But just the amount of materials we end up leaving on the ground every wave is really costing us. Take that, I will take that, and let's pick up some more luck. I could also just grab more range, if I can roll into it. I think 15 luck, I actually really just want to increase my damage. And I'm going to take the melee damage here. Our percent damage is so high that any base damage that we increase our weapons by is worth a lot. So it's, I think, very good for us to buy just flat melee damage there. Roll here and combine and buy the shuriken. Unfortunately, Greek fire won't do anything for us because we're not going to be lighting enemies on fire, so we're not going to buy that. And I don't think we want the spider. That's a pretty inefficient way to buy items for us. Gummy Berserker is really good, though, and Snail can help us dodge, so that's pretty nice. Leveled up Shuriken is good as well. Do I reroll again here? I think not for 14. Would really love to see Sharp Bullet. That's the one that we want more than anything else. I mean, I guess Bandana would be better, but any piercing shot would be really nice. Anything that just gives us a ton of melee damage, like a mammoth or a big arm, something like that, would be a really big deal as well. Leveled shuriken. So I need to be very careful when I pop those blobfish because, of course, it makes a ton of lampreys. That's what killed me last time. Sift's Relic would also go a long way in this particular character because we have no way to pull in extra materials right now. Shackles, 80 range. It does cap my speed quite low, but I think 80 range is too good to pass up on. So we're just going to go with 6 speed and just try to kill the elite before it ever gets a chance to look at us. I could take 15 range or 2 damage. I think with 100 luck we can do better than that. And sure, we'll take the crit chance and then 45 range. All right, then let's take a shuriken. Roll past the missile. Don't want padding or alien baby or anything. Let's keep rolling. Spyglass. Again, this is not an efficient economy item, but 10 range is not bad for us, so I'll take it. We'll take the Gentle Alien as well, and keep rolling. I do not want the Ball and Chain. Our weapons already attack quite a bit faster than that, and so we do not want to reduce our weapon attack rate. Injection, 7% damage when we have 184. I just don't think that's worth 56. I'm really looking for, yeah, just leveled up weapons here. And for 16, we won't reroll. The last couple levels where we got a couple gigantic range upgrades were a pretty big deal for us. That will allow us to fight the elite from further away, and ideally kill it much faster. But we will need to be able to kill it next wave without tanking a single hit, and I am not super optimistic about that, because our damage is not that high, our single target damage especially. We'll see what we can do, though. I love shurikens, by the way. This is my favorite weapon in the game, just because it makes such a satisfying noise. It bounces all over the place. It's just fun to use. Fairy doesn't do anything, so we're recycling it. And let's reroll here. Reroll again. I guess I'll take 20 luck. That also gives us some damage off of our pearls. And then we can upgrade our weapons, which is nice. I could take the blindfold there just to push our crit chance over 100%, but we don't really need to do that. Power generator, unfortunately, doesn't do anything for us. I guess if we get more speed, the power generator will still scale our damage off of speed that's over cap. But we won't buy speed because it would put us over cap, so we will just avoid that. Metal detector. This, I think, is fine. The 2 engineering does give us a little bit of base damage on our weapons. So while we lose 5% damage, we gain some percent damage from the luck. And the economy, of course, is relevant. Lucky coin, obviously, going to be excellent. Do I take a book here? This is 0.2 damage on all my weapons from the nail. I think, actually, for 31, that's worth it. Because our percent damage, again, is so high that having a huge amount of bonus damage, or having even a small amount of bonus damage on our weapons, of base damage on our weapons, increases our overall damage output by a fair amount. Cauldron, yeah, we definitely want to increase our pickup range just for the materials, and then we can also step on consumables. We won't pull them in because we won't be at low health, but we can just step on consumables for extra damage, and that will help out a lot. All right, let's try to play on the opposite side of the map from this thing if we can. It's gonna do a charge next, because it's got these large groups of shots that it throws at me, but because we have such a long range, we were able to kill it from out of its effective range, so that's pretty nice. And that one, I misspoke, doesn't charge. It fires those, like, groups of projectiles at you. Overall, I think that's probably the easiest of the new elites. Maybe the jellyfish that stands still in the center is the easiest. But because its attacks are sort of grouped together with each other, it doesn't spread out shots all over the arena. It's a little bit easier to dodge than most of the other new elites. Generally, I think that the elites in the Abyss have much harder patterns than the elites elsewhere. And so that one is typically a fairly lucky one to roll, because I think it's a little bit easier than the others. Ugly Tooth. I guess this will help against elites and bosses, so I'll pick it up. And I will recycle the blindfold, don't want to reduce my range. I will recycle the explosive shells. We will roll here and roll again. I think we can do better. I guess I'll just take 10 luck. Wheat. So this will give me negative harvesting, which we want to avoid, but the lucky coin obviously is incredible. We're very happy to take that. Pearl only scales with permanent luck, so it doesn't increase the damage of our pearls, but it's still just 200 luck, which obviously is amazing. Vigilante ring, a cursed vigilante ring, even this late is probably still good, right? This is going to tick 4 times for 20% damage and gives us 6 curse, so I think that's worth it. Take the alien tongue as well, and then mastery is awesome. Keep re-rolling. Okay, hunting trophy. This will pay for itself instantly, obviously, so we're very happy to grab the hunting trophy. It's possible I should even sell a weapon there, but I'm quite nervous about doing that because I don't want to reduce my wave clear at all. That seems like a good way for us to die. Okay, now I just need to be very careful because we've got pufferfish in this wave. And you can see they're making projectiles as they do. So I just need to angle myself to where I'm not ever in the line of fire of those projectiles. Getting the second bag in the same wave we got, same shop we got the lucky coin, is pretty nice because we're very much more likely to get crates this wave since we have 300 luck. I stood quite close to that pufferfish before killing it, which was exactly what I didn't want to do. So I do need to be careful there. I'm not picking up materials that much this wave. I'm going to try to make a run for the ones on the left side here just to make sure we're not leaving a million on the ground. But I'm much more concerned about walking into a projectile, so we're just avoiding worrying about materials. Baby gecko, that'll help a lot. And sure, I'll take a goldfish. We can get some higher level items. Let's recycle the blindfold, take the dangerous bunny. Obviously, we're buying these two things. Okay, I'm going to buy this bat just to demonstrate that this is going to give us positive harvesting if the numbers work the way I think they do. Yeah, we got 4 harvesting. Obviously, it's a little late for 4 harvesting, especially because it's going to be decreasing, but it's just fun. Robot arm, this will tick 3 times, but 9 melee damage for 250 is probably good. The engineering, I guess, also increases our damage. The tentacle we don't need. We're at 99 crit chance. I do want to boost my crit chance, but I think we can find like a claw tree or something to do that. Then we will take a tree here, and one more reroll. Take a mastery as well. Cyclops worm could be worth grabbing. The percent damage on it is definitely relevant, but it does cost me range, and we have tons of percent damage already, so I think I'd rather roll for items that increase our base damage than pick up anything more that increases our percent damage. We're going to keep scaling that as we get more range. It will keep buying range when we see it, because it's so efficient. And as we get just more waves, because we have the vigilante rings. This wave has fewer pufferfish, though still some, so there will be projectiles around the map, I think. We do have to be careful. But we also get to boost our curse a lot this wave, because there's a ton of curse aliens, which is always fun. I like that it's wave 16 that has all the curse aliens also, because it gives you a few shops to find cool cursed weapons before the end of the run. It's just a nice way to have designed that. I will take the Cyclops worm here. We're going to still gain some damage off it. It's 9% bonus damage, so it's still worth grabbing, but I didn't want to like lock it and buy it. Okay, tardigrade. I am going to recycle. Obviously, this would be incredible for this character and would prevent us from dying, but this is a 1 HP challenge. I don't want to sully it by buying a tardigrade, so we're going to recycle the tardigrade here. And if I die, then, you know, fair play. Obviously, we could have survived with the tardigrade, but we want to win because we had excellent play and shop decisions and perfect dodging while sticking to the 1 HP, the nature, the spirit of the 1 HP challenge. I will take the bandana here. The projectile piercing is what we've been looking for all of these runs. And then now I'm just going to buy the tentacle because being at 99% crit chance was just too annoying for me. So I'm going to buy that. We'll take the coil as well, cursed coil. This is going to give us a bunch of percent damage, and the knockback isn't totally irrelevant. And we'll take the defective steroid just for 2 melee damage. Roll one more time. 25 luck. We do have 2 pearls, but only 2. Unfortunately, we haven't gotten that lucky with pearls, so I don't think we want the panda. The luck just isn't that relevant for us. Also, notice that our economy is totally fixed now that we got the hunting trophy. If we'd gotten that earlier in this run, we would be just rolling in money. Okay, so we've got a blobfish over there, but we killed all the lampreys before they charged, so no projectiles appeared. Another blobfish to our left, but again, killing the lampreys before they charge. And this is what the piercing shots are so good for, is they kill the lampreys before they charge us, and so we don't ever have to dodge them. And let's go down here and pick up some materials and keep on rolling through. Here, a medical turret we can easily recycle. With only 2 waves, I think the bag will still pay for itself, and then we'll take a pumpkin as well. Our piercing damage is at 15, but we will get a little bit more piercing damage. Cursed bowler hat, so this is interesting. We would lose 30 harvesting. Actually, we'd lose 60 harvesting. Also, notice that our harvesting decreased back down to 0 because we lose some every wave. I don't think 28 luck and 6 curse is worth losing a ton of money every wave, so we're going to recycle the bowler hat. And I am actually gonna... No, I should just take the range. I was considering taking the speed because 6% speed is a lot better than 1%, but more range just so that we one-shot the elite is going to be really important, so we'll grab that. Giant belt, this is going to help us kill the elites dramatically faster, so very happy there, as will small fish, as will a leveled up shuriken, so that was an amazing shop for us. Clover, 20 luck, I don't think is worth buying. Let's just go to the next wave and see how fast we can kill this elite, or if it gets us before we can. Trying to stay off screen from it, because this one charges if it gets too close to us. And it does fire a ring of projectiles, so I did have to be quite careful there. We killed that elite very fast, but I am now, again, a little bit worried about facing the bosses here. Gonna be wistfully staring at the empty spot in my inventory where a tardigrade could have been. But I'm no coward. Lots of pufferfish on the right side of the map there. If I stay super far to the left, then I have a long time to plan where to stand, where I'm not just positioned around the projectiles, and then we can just stand and wait for them to go past me. Left a lot of materials on the ground, but that's okay. I don't want to decrease my crit chance, so we're recycling heavy bullets, we're recycling Scar. Wolf helmet, so this would cost me 1 damage, but give me 1 damage, so because we have both Frozen Heart and Nail. So I guess this is just 20 luck for 160. Would I spend 160 on 20 luck? I probably would. And then let's reroll. I could take 15 range, but I think we can do better. Really looking for flat melee damage if I can find it. And roll one more time. Alright, we'll take 30 range because it's a level 2 upgrade. The Cursed Garden doesn't do anything for us because we can't heal. Although, actually, I guess having consumables on the ground isn't bad, but still. Do I take the bait here? Do I take the knot? That would be 15% damage, but our percent damage is 300%. I think we skip both of those items. The bait's pretty dangerous, and the knot, I think, is... I really do want to be able to upgrade my weapons before the end of the run, if possible. Take the hedgehog here, and then roll. And we'll take 20 range and roll. Cursed Shuriken, that's awesome. Super happy to see a Cursed Shuriken. I'm going to recycle the level 1 and just grab it, and then we'll take a Gentle Alien as well. Cursed Head Injury, that's worth picking up also. So the cursed items really coming through here. And this level 1 Shuriken, of course, could have combined with our other level 1 Shuriken. Let's keep rolling. Okay, nice. We get a level 2 Cursed Shuriken, which is exactly what we were hoping for. Going to wave 19 here. Lots of cursed enemies, but luckily we do have the damage to kill them pretty quickly. At this point, we've increased our melee damage and just our flat damage enough that we're able to clear most of these smaller enemies without too much trouble. Got that tree there, and... Whoa, okay. I came so close to dying there, I almost walked directly into that attack. And Cursed Walrus almost did me in. Once again, their musical styling's undefeated. we are getting absolutely dumpstered in terms of how much materials we're leaving on the ground. It's so hard to make my way around to pick them up because we just don't have the wave clear to do it safely. But we did only end up leaving 91 on the ground. I will take the fin here. I do want a little more move speed. We'll recycle the wandering bot and take attack speed. That's going to be the best thing for killing the elites faster. And then night goggles, great. And glasses as well. A leveled up shuriken. This is going to give me a level 4 cursed shuriken, which will help kill the elites even faster. Alien worm doesn't do anything. We don't need another bandana. We've got a cursed one already. Fish hook would have been nice earlier in the run. Silver bullet. This is such a gift. Super happy with that. We also do have coil. So we'll take the boxing glove. That's even more % damage. And also the melee damage is great. Let's roll here. And another cursed shuriken, getting us to 2 level 4 cursed shurikens. Okay, this shop has been ridiculous, which I guess makes sense because we have 430 luck. I will take a cursed alien tongue as well. And this shuriken doesn't do anything. Let's roll. Poisonous tonic would have been really nice earlier. Let's roll again. And crystal would also have been really nice. But unfortunately, none of those can we purchase. So it just remains to be seen if we can clear the bosses before they get me. And down here and focus this one. Okay. Trying to stay off screen from the whale boss because just make sure our range is high enough to kill it before it can shoot at us. And with at least moderately decent dodging, we were able to kill the bosses very, very quickly. All right, well, that was a super fun run. I recommend it if you're looking for an interesting challenge that really makes you think about the game differently. Obviously, this run, we got some good economy items. We found 3 bags, 2 of them relatively early. The pearls worked out, even though most of our luck is from the lucky coin. They're each worth 16% damage, which is good. Community support was fine, honestly. I think you could take or leave this item in this run. What else? We got 3 gentle aliens. Nail gave us a pretty good base damage increase because we had 29 engineering, which is awesome. And what else? This cauldron was nice, 20% damage boost. The vigilante ring here gave us 60% damage, which is amazing. Of course, lucky coin was an MVP. Hunting trophy, 613 materials. Giant belt was really nice. Coil, 30 more damage. So a lot of these items that convert one stat into another stat were absolute champions for us in this run. And this was a super fun run. All right, my friends, I hope you enjoyed this 1 HP challenge in the Abyss. As always, if you have, feel free to leave a comment and hit like. Helps me out a ton with the algorithm, so of course I appreciate you taking the time to do that. And you can subscribe to my channel for more Brotato challenge runs and other strategy game content. Cheers, folks. I'll catch you next time.